Hello everyone, welcome. So we are going ahead with the molecular basis of genetic material that we have, molecular basis of inheritance, class 12. So the next topic we are going to discuss is the search of genetic material. So herein what happened? So Measure had discovered the nuclein and the proposition for principles of inheritance was given by Mendel. But DNA acts as a genetic material. To prove this, it took a very long time. Okay, in 1926, the quest to determine the mechanism of genetic inheritance has reached the molecular level. So what happened? Here the Gregor Mendel or Walter Sutton and Thomas Hunt Morgan and numerous other scientists, they narrowed down to search the chromosome and located in the nucleus. So there was a transforming principle that was given up by Frederick Griffith in it was given by Frederick Griffith in 1928. So Frederick Griffith gave it, and it is a series of experiment by using this particular bacterium, which is Streptococcus pneumoniae, which is causing pneumonia. Okay, so their transformation was seen. So the Streptococcus pneumoniae, this particular bacteria was grown on culture plate, and some produces smooth shiny colonies which was termed as S strain, while other produce rough colonies that were termed as R strain. Okay, now what happened, this S strain bacteria, they have got mucus, that is polysaccharide coat. Okay, while R strain doesn't have it. So the mice who was infected by this S strain gave me, the mice died, whereas the mice which is infected by R strain lived. Okay, so this happened. Now what did Griffith do? Griffith was able to kill this pneumococcus. He'd kill this Streptococcus pneumonia. Okay, so what he did? Now he tried to induce a heat kill S strain to this mice. Fine. He gave heat killed S strain to this mice. And what happened to the mice? The mice was living. And when he combined heat killed S strain with R strain, then what happened when he injected this into the mice? What happened was, there were the mice, few mice were found dead. There were few living and few were found to be dead. Okay, so by this what he told there is something in the S strain which made the R strain virulent, because here we see that S strain is virulent. S strain is responsible for killing the mice, but R strain is not killing the mice. So there is something in the S strain, even if it is killed, what it is doing, that is inducing the R strain and transforming the R strain to S, so that it goes ahead and kills the mice. So Griffith told this. Okay, so there is a transforming that is happening. So that is known as transforming principle. So they has enabled R strain to synthesize some smooth polysaccharide coat, and that is why it is becoming virulent. Now, biochemical characterization of this transforming principle, it was given by Avery MacLeod McCarthy. So, Oswald Avery, Colin MacLeod and Maclean McCarthy. So, Avery MacLeod McCarthy. So, that is an experiment that he did based on the transforming principle of Griffith's experiment. What he did is, he purified this biochemicals, which is protein, DNA, RNA, etc. He has purified them, and from the heat killed S cells, to see which one transforms the live R cells into S cells. So he just took different options. And they also discovered the protein digestion enzyme protease and RNA digestion enzyme RNase. So protease is going to digest protein and RNase is going to digest the RNase. Okay, that was also given. So that is no more functional. Okay, now coming to genetic material is DNA. So how did he go ahead? So now he tried to unequivocal prove that DNA is the genetic material. This was given by Hershey and Chase, Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. They worked with virus and that infect bacteria called bacteriophages. Now this bacteriophage, which was attached to bacteria and is genetic material that could enter the bacterial cell. So this bacterial cell was treated, which treats the viral genetic material as it was its own. So if the virus enters, what happens? We presently know it treats the bacteria's genetic material as its own, and they grew some virus. So what happened? So that is how Hershey and Chase worked to discover whether it was the protein or the DNA from the virus which entered the bacteria. Okay, so they grew some virus in the medium that contained radioactive phosphorus and some other medium that contained radioactive sulfur. Now bacteria was grown in presence of radioactive phosphorus contained radioactive DNA but not radioactive protein, because DNA contains phosphorus but proteins does not. So one thing is we had radioactive phosphorus DNA and radioactive sulfural protein. Okay, radioactive sulfural protein was there. Okay, now the radioactive phages were allowed to get attached to E. coli and it was being infected, and then the virus coats were removed from the bacteria. Okay, by agitating them in the blender, the virus particles were separated from the bacteria by spinning them in the centrifuge. Now this bacteria which was infected with virus that had radioactive DNA were radioactive. So whichever had this radioactive DNA, that were radioactive, indicating DNA is the material which was passed. Bacteria that were infected with virus that had radioactive proteins were no more radioactive. So they said proteins did not enter the bacteria. So it is only DNA which entered. So if you see in this diagram, you will find out. This is the Hershey-Chase experiment that had been there. So there is a radioactive, here we have the radioactive level S32, and here the DNA is radioactive P32. So what happened when it entered? Okay, when it entered, this particular bacteria was no more radioactive. Okay, but when the DNA entered, the bacteria became radioactive. Okay, now the properties of genetic material, DNA versus RNA. So from foregoing discussion, it was clear that debate between protein versus DNA as genetic material was unequivocally resolved by Hershey and Chase. So Hershey and Chase just solved the matter which is the genetic material, whether it's DNA or the protein. He came to that the DNA is the genetic material. Now RNA is the genetic material. So for example, if we talk about tobacco mosaic virus or QB bacteriophage, so this will answer. So a molecule that act as a genetic material, they must follow few a few criteria, like it should be able to generate its replica, that is replication should be possible. It should be stable chemically and structurally. It should provide the scope for slow changes, and it should be able to express itself in the form of the Mendelian characters. Okay, so these are the basic nature that it should have for that particular RNA or DNA, whichever it is, to be the genetic material. Now, if one examines each requirement one by one, because of the rule of base pairing and complementary, both the nucleic acid, DNA and RNA have the capability to direct duplication. So that is there. The genetic material should be stable enough to change with different stages of the life. So this stability, the properties of stability, it is quite evident by the Griffith's transforming principle. So that is there. So heat killed, if we had a heat killed bacteria, so at least did not destroy some of the properties of the genetic material that was there. So that is also there. There is a formation of complementary that is happening. And further, 2' OH present at every nucleotide in RNA is reactive group and makes RNA labile and easily degradable. Okay. In fact, if there is a presence of thiamine in the place of uracil, that also confers the additional stability. Okay. Then both DNA and RNA are able to mutate. In fact, RNA, being unstable, mutate at a very faster rate. And RNA can directly code for protein, hence can easily express their characters. DNA, it depends on RNA for synthesis of protein. So we saw in the central dogma where DNA is getting converted to mRNA and then into the proteins. Okay, so that's it for now. Thank you.